Ron Paul's foreign policy sounds pretty straightforward to me. Don't waste money on bloody adventures overseas, especially as the economy collapses here at home. So why is that such a controversial idea in a political party that once supported limited government principles at home and abroad? Perhaps it's because Republicans are worried that Congressman Paul's message, which is unconventional to them, is actually working at the polls. Former CIA operative Michael Scheuer, FreedomWatch regular and author of Osama bin Laden, is here to explain. Michael, it's always a pleasure. Welcome here. So Congressman Paul argues, I think, that our presence in foreign land has agitated Islamic extremists to the point where they want to threaten us and attack us. Who could possibly disagree with that?
Well, everyone else in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, Judge, because they don't want to talk about the fact that we're at war with an increasing part of the Muslim world because of what Washington and its allies do in the Muslim world, especially things like support for the Saudi police state, and most especially our unqualified, unthinking support for Israel. That's what they're getting ready to do, Judge. They're going to try to hang Congressman Paul, just as they did Charles Lindbergh in the run-up to the Second Great War, as an anti-Semite and as being anti-Jewish. And it's just a setup. The Commentary magazine, which has led the attack on Congressman Paul, is the flagship of Israel First in the United States. They don't want to talk about it because they know Americans don't want to have their kids dying in battle because of our support for the Saudis or our support for the Israelis.
How popular is the view that the Mideast, in your view, that the Mideast wars were inappropriate, didn't make us any safer, didn't protect us, only made things worse, and we're still stuck with a $2 trillion bill because we paid for them on a credit card?
Well, I think that's amongst the American people, Judge, it seems to be a growing point of view. When I travel around the country, and I travel a little bit, the younger generation of people, 22, 25 to 40 years old, are very supportive of Dr. Paul's position on this, that we don't need to go overseas looking for wars, and we don't need to fight other people's wars, whether they're the wars of the Saudis or the wars of the Israelis. I think it's something that frightens both parties. You see today, McCain and Lindsey Graham, who never saw a war they didn't want to get us involved in, are over there in Libya.
Right, stirring the pot yet again. Michael, we'll talk about Libya the next time you're here. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Judge.
Do you live in a free country? Don't be so sure.